This is our video demonstration for baking and pastry arts on how to make a woven lattice piece of art. Now, we would normally be in the classroom and we would be doing this on pies using pastry crust. But since we can't do that, I'm gonna have you use different kinds of paper to create the same effect. Now, the supplies that you're gonna need a white sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11, and it can be just computer paper. And then you need a couple other contrasting colors. It can be colored computer paper. You could use magazines, newsprint, whatever you like. You could even use fabric. You're gonna need scissors, a pen, and some tape to finish off the edges. And this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna start out with your piece of paper and you're gonna hold it horizontal, okay? You're gonna take your ruler and you're gonna line it up with your sheet of paper on the left so that the ruler edge is along the left edge of the paper. And then you're gonna draw a margin down the short end of the paper. And the next thing that we're gonna do is take our paper and we're going to fold it in half, lengthwise, just like that. And you wanna make a crease. We're gonna take it and we're gonna fold it in half again and crease it again. We're gonna then take it and crease it a third time. And then we're gonna finally crease it a fourth time. And what you're gonna end up with is a 1/2 inch wide strip of paper that has all of these folds. Now next you're gonna open up that paper. And this is what it's gonna look like. You're gonna put it in the same position that it was at the beginning. And now we're gonna take that paper and we're gonna fold it so that the edge of your paper lines up with the margin. And you wanna make sure that you still see that margin, okay? You don't wanna cover it up. And you're gonna crease it. Okay, here's where you need your scissors. You're gonna start with the folded edge on the bottom and you're gonna cut along all of those creases just up to the top margin. So let me show you. And it doesn't have to be exact. You do wanna make sure though that you cut through the top part of the paper, okay? And we're leaving that 1 inch margin. So you wanna cut all of these strips. And when you're finished, this is what it's gonna look like. Okay, you're gonna lay it out flat again, just as when you started, okay? And now we need our colored strips. You're gonna take the colored paper and you can cut it into short strips, 8.5 inches long, in any width you want. So I have a couple samples here in gold, different widths, different thicknesses. It doesn't matter, that's how you can create your interesting pattern. I'll show you with a thick piece, just so it's a little easier for you to see. And here's where you're gonna start your weaving. Starting at one end, you're gonna be using an over-under pattern. So I'm gonna start under, so I'm gonna go under the first strip. And then I wanna go over the second and under the third and so on. You're gonna go over, under, okay? And you wanna keep going. You'll have to be careful using your hands to push it up gently so that you don't tear any of the paper, okay? Over, under, over, under. Over, under. And then when you get to the end, okay, I've woven it all the way through. I wanna take that strip and I wanna push it all the way to the edge, to the margin, okay? And you wanna be delicate with this, okay? You don't wanna tear anything, but you wanna push that piece of paper as tight along the margin as you can. And there you go, you have your first strip done. Now your next strip, you can take a different color, the same color, a skinny piece, whatever you want, and you're gonna weave it in the opposite way. So here we started with the gold under the white. Now we're gonna start with this purple over. So we're gonna go over, under. So the opposite way. So we're gonna go over, let's see. You have to figure out what kind of works best for you. So over, under, over, under, over, under. It would be a little easier with pie crust, but then again, the pie crust would be getting really warm as we did this. Over, under, over, under. We want to pull it up. So once you get the second piece totally woven in, we're going to take that and slide it all the way down as tight next to the layer, the color that you did before. Okay, and there we have our first two. So now the next piece that we're going to do is again opposite what the last piece was. So instead of going over first, we're going to go under. Okay, and that's what's going to create your woven design. So we're going under and then over and then under and over. And it may want to cooperate and it sometimes may not want to cooperate. And here we go. So I've done my third piece, okay? And once you come to the end again, you want to tighten it up and gently push it all the way next to your left piece. And you're going to continue this, finishing out your entire sheet of base paper, okay? Now, if we were to be doing this with pies, we would be taking every other piece of pastry crust, because this base paper would be pastry crust, and we would be folding it over halfway, every other piece, okay? And then we would be laying down, whoops, we would be laying down the strip going opposite, and then we would fold it over. But it's a little hard to do that with paper, so that's why we're doing the same weaving pattern. So when you're all finished, you're gonna get something that looks similar in some sort to this. And what I would love for you to do is tape off the edges so that it doesn't come undone, okay? Write your name on it. I want you to snap a picture of it and show it to me. Now we all should have 17 white strips. They're all gonna be really thin strips going this way. And then where you get to personalize it is with your colors, okay? And you can use all different widths and all different colors if you like. So the directions are on Google Classroom, and feel free to look at this for additional help along the way. Good luck.